So Otter.ai would be very beneficial in regards to the, as a teacher tool, to be able to offer the students a transcription, while also you could have a whiteboard going. So all the tools that are involved in Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, all of those things, or screen share. So any of those tools that you want to use could be recorded through the Zoom, but also it would create a transcription, summary notes broken down into categories, and then screenshots every 10 seconds for that topic. Is that what you kind of get from it, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you can have it automatically do screenshots, or you can tell it when you want it to do a screenshot. It looks like you can force it to do a screenshot anytime you'd like.
And also I like that it says to you guys, it automatically sends you a message in chat, and it says, Tonya Sanders, I'm helping Tonya Sanders. Here are the notes for the meeting. You can follow along with this link. So you guys could click on the link and follow along in the transcription. So like we should do this when we have a full staff meeting, because I think the transcription, like Judy had said before, would be great for someone who's hearing impaired or has that option to follow along in the meeting notes, because it keeps it and they can read back from, as compared to the Zoom tool, which is closed captioning. Closed captioning is great, but it goes away as it's transcribing what I'm saying. But over here, I can scroll up and be like, well, what did Roger say? I must have missed something. Or, the doorbell rang, like Judy said, like she goes and gets the door, comes back, and then she can read what we've said while she was gone and see if it was something of importance or not. So,
and a couple of huge things with it is you can have images tagged with this transcript. So if I'm talking about the autopilot, for example, I could bring an image of that up on my screen and you'd see what I'm talking about, where with just a straight Zoom transcript, all you have is the words. The other thing is the way it summarizes speakers. So I can click on either a name, or if it doesn't know the name, it assigns you a number, like speaker 10. And then everything that speaker 10 said, you can look and find out what they did, or everything that Tonya said, you can look and find what it did, which is really cool. Now, the one thing I'm experimenting with here is, can I have my own separate Otter transcript? Tonya, you're doing one of the meeting, but can I do one also?
Well, I think it's available to all of us. So let's say that Judy leaves and comes. Well, no, I wonder, she'd have to create. No. Okay. So I'm confused about the Judy thing, where she must have clicked on something different than what you did, or because Judy's been joining my meetings all along. Like even the meetings that we haven't been having, it'll say, Judy sent you this transcript, and it's based on Judith M. Tucker. So I know it's doing it on her Google account, which she doesn't do anything any differently, but so that's how it's sending it. I'm wondering if Judy left this meeting and rejoined, if it would have her OtterBot come along with her. Ooh. And it would start doing a transcription, but it's going to do the same thing. So if we both have an Otter, I'm thinking it's based on mine following me, because I made the meeting, but Judy will have the same transcription. Like Judy, right now in your Otter interface, when you go to my conversations, like I'm going to show you guys here. So over here, my conversations, it shows the meeting we just had, and then it shows the live meeting that we're having right now. Also, while we're looking at the transcription, it messed up something you said back, Roger. You said speaker 10, and it put tan instead of.
Okay.
10. And
so
then
like
also,
any audio transcription, it's not perfect.
Right. And then keep talking while I'm talking. Go ahead and talk, Roger.
Okay.
Like
So one of the
while we're
interesting things,
talking
so
at the
we're both
same
talking
time.
at the same
Yes,
time.
it doesn't really enjoy that. Yeah, it doesn't. We tested it at a school district the other day, and that's what bothered him because he really liked this tool, but when someone else starts talking while you're talking, it just totally didn't do anything. It totally was just like, forget it. You two guys are talking at the same time. I'm not going to transcribe anything that you both are saying. So it can't transcribe two people talking at the same time or group, like a panel if they're talking separately, if there's hesitation. But if you and I are fighting for the conversation, it's not going to transcribe any of it.
Actually, that's almost a good thing. And I do it all the time. I talk over people, and that's not good. So it will help teach us to let the other person talk or politely interrupt the conversation and turn it over to somebody else.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So Judy, when you go to my conversations, does it show testing Otter? Does it show vlog meeting Roger and Judy? Or does it not show it at all for you? Or all conversations? All conversations are that would make a difference, because if it's doing it for then that probably means that you have to start the meeting or create the meeting, schedule the meeting in Zoom.
Say it just says your name. The only thing I can think of why mine came up to start with was that I got in the meeting first. And somehow it knew that I had received an invitation to Otter.ai way back in November, because I definitely didn't create an account.
Gotcha. I think it does it based on Google Calendar, because it wouldn't have used Otter.
It probably did, because I went into the calendar, clicked on the link.
There you go.
Neither of you were in there yet. And at first, just the regular one came up, and then all of a sudden it said Judith M. Otter Pilot. And I'm like, why is that there? So
yeah, so that might be the difference, because that's why I said it'll take me a couple minutes, because not only do you have to plan the meeting, but then you also have to add it to the calendar, because what it does is, let me see if you guys can see it. Home. Okay, let me go to home, and then share that screen. In Otter, on the right-hand side, it has my calendar. And so like it says on the 5th of December, it says, I have nothing, enjoy your no meeting day. And then when I go to the 6th, it says, I have snack with Elliot. Of course, it's not a Zoom meeting, but if I go back to vlog meeting with Roger, there it is. I can join the meeting here. This is next Monday. Otter.ai will join this meeting. I could turn it off and say Otter.ai not to join the meeting, and then it shows that there's 2 guests on it. So it bases it off of my activity on my calendar, rather than, like if I have something planned, like for instance, snack meeting on December 7th, it's not going to join that meeting because it's, an open conversation, as opposed to the 11th, where I have a vlog meeting with Roger and Judy. The 18th, I have a vlog meeting with Roger and Judy, and so forth. Let's see what I have on there's the snack meeting with Elliot. So yeah, but and you can see up here that I could just go to my Zoom and copy that Zoom URL and then paste it in there to see how it would record. Also, this is the feature that I used when I was demonstrating this to teachers last week, where I can just hit record and it will record what I'm saying right now, and it actually will break it up into that different speaker thing that we see on this transcription that's happening in our Zoom vlog right now. So like it breaks it up. Now, Roger, you talk.
Okay, so one of the things I'm looking at is Zoom also separately creating a transcript of this meeting?
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm guessing it's doing it based on time code. And let's see if it's creating a summary yet. Yeah. So it's trying to figure out there. It did it on time code. But why? Maybe it did it based on 240. Yeah, that's what it's do. Nope, 623. So this must be 323. This must be 414. This is 623. It's going to take me down to 623. And then each one is broken down into, that's what it does. So unknown speaker wonders if Judy's Autobot will join meeting and transcribe correctly if she leaves and rejoins. So basically it summarizes what happened within that part that it determined or defined as a new topic or a new conversation. So let's see where we are here. It took that as a new subtopic, but it didn't. Yeah, there. Oh, it almost thought about creating a whole new topic, but it did it.
Okay, in Zoom, when you hit recording, is there an option to create a transcript, or does it just automatically do that?
Well, I think it's a automatic setting now. I think it is an automatic setting now. I think I had to turn it on as automatically create transcription, but I can't.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Here's the import button that I was telling you guys about, that you could import an audio file or a video file, and it'll transcribe it for you. So if you have past classes or well, and I wonder too, if we put a YouTube video in here, if it will transcribe the YouTube video,
Yeah,
so,
like one of our vlogs, for example. The advantage of this doing it would be summarizing the different topics that we were talking about.
Exactly. Now there is a, Judy, did you see in Magic School that it does have a transcription tool for YouTube videos? It also has a, it'll create tests based on that transcription.
Yeah, one of the teachers said he took just the URL from the YouTube video and put it in, and same thing. I think he said it worked on ChatGPT too, because
Bard does it also.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing that's the reason I brought that up is that, a lot of times in doing technology integration, teachers will say, oh, now I have to use that tool. There's, a teacher learns a brand new tool and they think that they need to start moving everything over to that new tool, but maybe the tool you're already using is doing it better. And the one district that Judy and I team taught at was a perfect example where the math teacher tested something in Question Well, but ChatGPT did it better, or the teacher that their lesson plan in NWOET did it better than ChatGPT. So, that maybe the transcription tool in Zoom is going to be better usage for you, or maybe you're going to go into Otter and do the transcription in there because it creates the summary, it creates screenshots. Maybe when we test it after I'm done here, based on your finding, Roger, is that you said that it will take you to a time code in the, I'm probably saying it more than what you did. It takes you to a point in the Zoom video to tell where that summary or that note is from. I don't know.
So I was reading that more carefully, and it will take you to the screenshot of that point in Zoom.
Oh,
so currently, as I look more carefully, currently it does not take you to the actual video segment. But what do you want to bet? That's going to be something that develops here, because it would be such a handy thing to have. And Judy, you mentioned earlier about how this AI is constantly changing. And one of the things to remember is all of these people want us to upgrade to a paid subscription. So, the pilot wants us to upgrade to their paid transcription service. Zoom wants us to buy their paid service, not just use the free one. So these companies that do similar kind of things, and Zoom already does a paid transcription. Autopilot has a free and a paid transcription. I think it's going to end up being really, really good for us in education, because we're going to see these companies rapidly copy each other and try and do one better over the other one. So it's going to be a really interesting time. And I'm going to finish this thought by saying, Tonya, you said something a couple minutes ago that I think is incredibly important. Don't always go grabbing for the next tool. Take a look at a tool you're using and saying, will it do transcripts? Will it create tests? And get to learn to use one of the tools well. And then you can say, but it doesn't do what I need. Then you can go and explore some of the other options, because it is a real horse race out there for these AI tools to get our attention.
Right. Yeah. And I'm continually answering the question of, is this the right tool for this?
Yeah.
And just the other day at the one district, I was asked if Edpuzzle was better than Nearpod. And I'm like, it depends on what you want to do. What do you want to do? What's your goal?
Yeah.
Now there's a teacher that probably could use Nearpod, but Nearpod has so many things to do that we're starting him on Edpuzzle, because that's the task that he wants to complete. But maybe eventually he'll want to move to Nearpod, which does 20 other things more than what Edpuzzle does. But it also,
and the example I give all the time with this is, think about what you drive. And a mini van is a great choice if you have a lot of stuff to haul. A pickup truck is a great choice if you have a lot of stuff to haul. A high efficiency electric vehicle is probably not a great choice if you have a lot of stuff you need to carry around. And so, but do I get a pickup or do I get a van? And it's like, well, I have to make sure everything's dry. Well, maybe I want a pickup that has a cover on it. We've got all of these options. And what's happening in education is, they're not options that we've had for years and years. And frankly, we can't talk to people that have been using them. My uncle's been driving a pickup truck with a cover on it for probably more than 60 years. We've had vans for more than 40 years. And so we can talk to people and they have experiences and they can say, well, these are the things this van is really good at and is better than a pickup truck. Like if you want to carry 7 or 8 people, the pickup truck isn't your best choice. If you want to carry plywood, the van probably isn't your best choice. They'll both do it, but they're not your best choices. And getting those kind of key features in our minds with all of these new tools is going to take a while. And it's an incredibly exciting time. I just say, be careful before you jump in and you spend $120 on a year-long subscription to make sure that's really where you want to put your cash.
Exactly. Yeah. And, do the research on your own tool, based on the task, and also reach out to organizations like NWOET who will give you their opinion or the opinions of the colleagues and teachers and staff that they work with at other school districts to be able to navigate you towards the right tool. And
no brag, just fact. That's one of the advantages we have, is we see it being used not just in one district or 2 districts, but many of these tools we've actually talked with and worked with 10 or 20 or 30 districts. And that's no exaggeration on artificial intelligence tools. And we see a lot of situations where, hey, this is the right tool for this set of goals. But you know what? If those are your goals, a different tool, your example you were just giving a few moments ago with Nearpod and other tools, we get to see, how they're used in different ways and what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly. And you can reach out to us anytime, email us. You can also look for resources that are on the link on your page right now. But at the end of this video, you'll see all our contact information, and our contact information is in the description of this video. below. So thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll continue the talk about some of the amazing tools that we've stumbled upon between our adventures at NWOET. So
And Tonya, will they get to see a Otter pilot transcript? Will that be one of the options that they can click on when they look at our vlog, or when they
yeah, I think
go to
one
that
of the
website?
options is that when it says share, you can choose a copy link. Yep, I can
So
copy.
if you want to see what Autopilot does with this vlog, come to our YouTube channel and check it out.
All right. Yes, thank you. All right. See you next time.